Today I have 3 stories set in different corners of Mexico. They're rooted in truth, dignity, and the kind of bravery that doesn't wear a cape, but it shows with a single act of unshakable decency. I hope you enjoy them. In Reynosa, near the Texas border, the public hospital is overcrowded, underfunded, and overwhelmed. Patients wait in the hallways for days. Supplies run out. The staff is exhausted. Among them is Claudia, a nurse who had worked the night shift for 32 years. She wasn't loud. She didn't make speeches. She simply showed up, rain or shine, holiday or not. One winter night, a young woman arrived with no ID, no shoes, barely conscious. She'd been found in an abandoned lot, beaten, pregnant and bleeding. The doctors saved her, but when they tried to contact the authorities, the answer came cold. No resources for undocumented cases, just treat and release. She had no family, no money, and when she woke up, she was terrified. The hospital discharged her the next day into the cold, into the unknown. But Claudia didn't let it go. She took the woman, Maria, home with her, just for a week, just long enough for her to walk again, to find a shelter. Claudia cooked for her, taught her basic Spanish, and helped her file papers for the baby. And when Maria went into labor early, Claudia drove her to the hospital and stayed by her side. The baby came premature, but healthy, a girl. They named her Esperanza, hope. Claudia's kindness didn't stop there. She started a small fund called the Network of Open Hands. It wasn't big, but it bought bus tickets, diapers, medicine, and a roof for people like Maria, the ones who had no one. 5 years later, that little fund has helped more than 60 women find their footing. And every year on Esperanza's birthday, Maria brings her to Claudia's porch. They share agua de Jamaica and laugh like a family. Because Claudia didn't just do her job, she went beyond it. And in a world that often treats the broken as disposable, and she proved that one person's compassion can become a safety net. In Yucatán, where drought has become the new normal, water is more precious than money. In the village, families depend on a single shared cistern filled only twice a month by the government trucks. When the water stopped coming for weeks, people whispered, "Someone's stealing it." Then one morning, a truck arrived and half empty. The driver claimed the roads were blocked. But Mateo, a 14-year-old boy who helped his father maintain irrigation lines, noticed tire tracks leading away from the main road into the woods. He followed them on his bike. Deep in the trees, he found a hidden tank connected to a pump, siphoning water from the delivery line to a private reservoir behind the gated estate. The owner, a wealthy land developer building a resort. Mateo took pictures with his old phone. He didn't post them online. He didn't confront the man. He went to the Water Cooperative, a small group of elders who managed distribution, and showed them proof. They were afraid. He has lawyers. He has power. But Mateo said he doesn't have the right. So the cooperative filed a formal complaint with Mateo's photos with a GPS location. Within days, federal inspectors came. The illegal pump was destroyed, the developer was fined, and the next water delivery, it was full. But Mateo didn't stop. He helped design a new system, locked valves, community monitors, a logbook signed by the driver and the 2 villagers. Now, no one can steal what belongs to everyone. When asked why he did it, Mateo just said, "Water is life. If you take it from others, you're stealing their future." He's still just a kid, still rides his bike through the red dirt roads, still helps his dad fix pipes. They don't call him Mateo anymore. They call him El Vigilante de Agua, the water watcher. Because bravery isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a boy with a bike and a phone, protecting what belongs to his people. In Zacatecas, a small city with a large state prison, families of inmates travel for hours to visit their loved ones. Many are poor, some walk, some bring food because prison meals are barely edible. But one woman, Donna Carmen, 67, a widow who ran a tiny fonda near the train station, started noticing something. Mothers with babies, grandparents with trembling hands, kids who hadn't eaten all day, just waiting in line, hungry, hoping to give their brother, their son, their husband a warm tamale. So one morning she packed 10 extra lunches, rice, beans, chicken, tortillas, and walked to the prison gate. She gave them to the visitors. Eat. You cannot visit with an empty stomach. The guards raised an eyebrow, but no rules said she couldn't. The next week, she brought 20, then 30. Donna Carmen didn't ask for donations. She sold more pozole at her fonda, worked longer hours, used her pension to buy rice in bulk. A local bakery began giving her day-old bread. A farmer sent tomatoes. Now, every Tuesday and Friday, Donna Carmen stands at the prison gate with a folding table, a thermos of atole, and enough food for 50 people. No questions, no judgment, just plates handed out with a smile. Some say, "You feed criminals' families." She says, "I feed people, and the hunger doesn't care who your son is." One day a young woman approached her, tears in her eyes. "My father died inside last month. I didn't have money for food that day. You gave me a plate. I ate it on the bus home. I didn't feel so alone." Carmen hugged her. That night she wrote in her journal, "I cannot change the system, but I can make sure no one stands in line hungry while they wait to see a person they love." Because love isn't measured by grand gestures. It's in a warm plate handed to a stranger, in the rain, at a prison gate, by a woman who knows what it's like to lose someone. These stories don't end. They spread. The Nurses Fund is now supported by 3 hospitals. The boys' water system has been copied to 2 other villages. And the widow's fonda now has a sign that says, "Everyone eats here." Because when one person does what's right, not for power or applause, they become a spark. And in the darkest places, a single spark can light 1,000 fires. Thanks for watching.